สวัสดีครับยินดีต้อนรับครับเข้าสู่ช่องของเราติ๊งติ๊งติ๊ง hello my beautiful lovely angels, this is Jeff from the Philippines. I'm a reactor. Do you have some videos guys that you want me to react? Let me know down in the comments below because we're gonna go ahead and talk there. And today I am coming with you guys with another video coming from 60 minutes Australia YouTube channel guys, and this is the inside of life of the king, the Thai king who swapped his crown. Ooh, this is interesting, and let's see. He is named as the Kardashian of Thailand. So let's see what this is all about.
Each to their own, I suppose, but when you're the king of 70 million people with a wealth in excess of $70 billion, is it right to be seen frolicking around in a crop top rather than a crown?
Yeah.
Many of the subjects of the
crop
Thai
top.
monarch, King Vajiralongkorn, certainly don't like his skimpy outfits, but they're more furious about other parts of his outlandish lifestyle. His womanizing, his alleged brutality, and the fact he seems to prefer the crisp air of the Bavarian Alps to the humidity of Bangkok. Oh, and there's also the small matter of Fufu, the
Fufu, yeah, I saw
appointed Chief Marshal of Thailand's Air Force.
That was shocking when I heard it first. Like, Fufu, the dog.
Germany's picturesque Alps might seem a strange place to start a story on the King of Thailand.
Germany?
Lately, these hills have been alive with the sounds of scandal.
Oh. Oh my god.
It's hard to believe, but you're looking at the
Wait, is that
richest
true?
monarch in the world.
The tattoo?
And fake tattoos.
And crop top. Oh my god.
Enjoying an ice cream at a Bavarian shopping center.
Is this how the king acted? Like right now?
Lifestyle that's seen King Vajiralongkorn called demigod, who's semi-Kardashian.
Oh.
While security guards might try to shield him, the king's signature outfit has been spotted.
Oh my god. Who is this girl? Because as far as I remember that he is married, right? And like,
and even when he's out cycling the region's rolling hills.
What?
Have you seen him around the town?
Sometimes he goes to the Zugspitze without clothes, naked. Naked.
Naked!
But now the king has been forced to head home to Thailand in his private jet as protesters ignore the threat of arrest for speaking out against their rule.
Oh my god.
Against the backdrop of alleged political interference and reckless spending by the monarch, tens of thousands have overtaken the streets of Bangkok, fed up with their out-of-touch and out-of-town king.
He wants the power, he wants the wealth. He just doesn't want to do the duties.
Oh my god. If you want
to go to jail, if that's what it takes in this fight for change?
Yeah, it's worth it if we can become democracy.
Oh my god. Where are those wealth
Thailand is
came
world
from?
famous as an idyllic holiday destination.
What?
Home to some of the friendliest people you'll ever meet. It's known as the Land of Smiles.
True.
And nothing brought the proud locals more happiness than their previous king, Bhumibol. Universally respected, he was the world's longest reigning monarch, ruling for an extraordinary 70 years. His death back in 2016 sparked a year of mourning. Unbridled grief
5 years.
for a leader they adored. He was replaced by his only son, the less popular Vajiralongkorn, who now also has to be treated with godlike adoration, including his wife laying at his feet.
True.
But for the first time, there are critics asking if this is a king worthy of their respect.
Ooh.
I wasn't able to go back to Thailand. I'd be jailed if I go back to Thailand because I've broken Thai law repeatedly by writing about the monarchy. And once I'd got started, once I already broke the law once, I thought I might as well keep going.
Journalist Andrew McGregor Marshall was forced to flee Bangkok and move to Edinburgh after becoming a vocal critic of King Vajiralongkorn when reporting for Reuters. The first red flag for many was the way the king treated women, amassing 4 wives and countless mistresses.
So there's all these marital scandals. He's known as a womanizer. He's believed to be living in Bavaria with a huge harem of women. Many of the women in the harem have been given a special surname and a military rank.
So he's got his own army regiment for his lovers.
Exactly. And according to palace sources, they've even been organized into a quasi-military unit, which the king calls the SAS, after Britain's Special Air Service. And they even have the same motto, who dares wins.
Oh.
A few years ago, this salacious video leaked. The palace didn't want the world to see the embarrassing footage.
Oh my god.
The king is with his third wife, Surasmi, who's topless and in a G-string.
Oh my god.
Celebrating
Is this
the
really
birthday of her husband's beloved pet poodle,
Fufu? Is this
In fact,
what?
the king adored his dog so much, he
Like,
crowned the canine.
if I'm
as
the
a
wife, I would.
senior-ranking
Why
official
have to
in
take
Thailand's
off the
Air
clothes
Force.
and then put a? Oh my god.
Is Air Chief Marshal Fufu the highest-ranking dog you've ever heard of?
I think so, and there are some really interesting details in leaked US Embassy cables about Thailand, where Fufu was appearing at, royal dinners, wearing uniforms. He would sometimes wear a little tuxedo and little boots, and he'd be allowed to jump up on the table and eat from all the ambassadors' plates, and nobody dared say anything.
Oh.
Fufu died a few years ago, and he was given a 4-day state funeral.
Aww.
The bizarre behaviour was tolerated when Vajiralongkorn was crowned prince. But since his $40 million coronation in 2016,
40 million? Where?
the new
What?
king's quirks and extravagant spending have raised eyebrows. The royal family's wealth is estimated at more than $70 billion. And the king stands accused of funding his wild ways in Germany at the expense of Thai taxpayers.
Lavish lifestyle. He spends most of his time in a luxury hotel in Bavaria, where he's rented the entire hotel
Oh my
for
god.
himself and his entourage. He has 3 Boeing 737 planes, so he's spending a huge amount of money. And
True.
It's Thai taxpayers that are footing all the bill for this.
When
Exactly.
you're 10 times richer than the Queen of England, you're really having a laugh, aren't you?
Yeah, absolutely. He's the richest monarch in the world, so it's quite extraordinary.
My god. If you are paying
It's
tax
possible that
and
he
then
enjoys the
spending
freedom when he's in
this,
Germany
like
of
he's just spending it.
living loose and wearing whatever he chooses. And Thais have been quite
Yeah,
shocked by these
speak
images
up,
because,
guys. Speak
They
up.
do expect their monarch to behave in a certain way and to follow Buddhist principles. And when they see him walking around malls in Germany with
True.
fake tattoos with some of his mistresses, it did cause quite significant shock in Thailand.
Like, what happened to
Protests are growing
What?
by
Their
the
wives?
week in Bangkok.
like? Why
As locals demand
is she
reform
didn't
of
won't
their
speak
once
up or
sacred
anything?
monarchy.
What?
The younger generation, yes, they are the force behind it.
Oh.
Bo Mahatana is one of the leading voices in the mounting movement for change. She's currently in court battling 5 charges of sedition, facing a potential jail term of more than 30 years.
What?
Make no mistake, this is a country where criticising the monarchy is a cardinal sin.
Oh yeah, true.
If you could imagine now the same thing happened to any other country, I would think about the North Korea
Oh.
and the way they portray the leader.
What are people taught to think about the king?
People are thought to think that the king is perfect in every way.
He's like a god.
Exactly. And the king said, we love them all the same.
Given the censorship and propaganda in Thailand's mainstream media, Bo's now become a host on a recently launched online news channel.
Oh.
The role that the whole country expects from the king.
She needs to tread very carefully, but believes she's connecting with a new generation, waking up to the hypocrisy of the king.
What do you think when you see those images of the king getting around in a crop top in Germany?
I think the picture with the crop top is in conflict with what the public expect
True.
from the king of Thailand. I don't think any Thai would be very pleased to see that. Even ultra royalists themselves, they would prefer not to see it.
I notice you're being very careful with the way you answer these questions. Is that because you know there could be ramifications if you are too critical of the king?
Certainly, and because I'm very closely monitored by the security agency in Thailand. So it is the full censorship is still there in the mass media. I think this is the major issue at the moment. We cannot talk about it freely.
You guys have to speak up.
And us.
We were young men training to go to war.
How Australia influenced the young royal.
Not many people really know the real Vajira Longkorn.
And the top secret government cables.
The king's cruelty is one of the most worrying things.
Exposing the king's torment.
His dictatorship with a smile.
But then as guys, wanna say hi to you guys. How are you guys doing today? I do hope that you do have a wonderful day today. My name is Jet from the Philippines. I am a reactor. And if you're new to my channel and if you Before the next guys, wanna say hi to you guys. How are you guys doing today? I do hope that you do have a wonderful day today. My name is Jet from the Philippines. I am a reactor and if you're new to my channel and if you haven't subscribed yet, you can go ahead and click on the subscribe button down there. Yes, the red button is to subscribe, and don't forget to click on the tiny bell right beside the subscribe button so that you get notified once I upload a video. And also guys, let me know in the comments as well, what are your favorite videos that you want me to react next. And also if you like this video as well, don't forget to share this video to your friends and loved ones. And lastly, please do help me reach 26,000 subscribers by the end of this month. So please do help me with that, okay? Let's go ahead and proceed with the reaction.
That's next on 60 Minutes.
Oh my god. This is really interesting documentary.
Long before King Vajira Longkorn's controversial reign in Thailand, he was just another cadet cutting his teeth at Duntroon Military College in Canberra.
Not many people really know the real Vajira Longkorn. I probably in his life, the only people that got to intimately know him would have been the people at Duntroon that were close to him over that 4 years.
Gary Stone was assigned to be the then Crown Prince of Thailand's mentor when he arrived in Australia in 1972. This is a photo of the two of them from the time, the pair becoming firm friends over the next 4 years.
He's the king now, but when he came out here as a young man, what was he like?
He did everything we expected of him, and we were young men training to go to war. I mean, at the time, like I suppose this is the fascinating thing, reflecting back all these years. At the time, it was just so normal. There was no big deal about it, you know. Vajira Longkorn, we call him Vaji. He was one of our section, part of our platoon, and yeah, there was no special treatment for him.
True.
I suppose it is rather wonderful, really.
But there were challenges. We can reveal secret Australian government cables from the time, which show Vajira Longkorn struggled when he first came to our shores. He is obviously unsure of himself, needs others to lean on, and is seeking security, noted as senior military official. Later, a cable from our ambassador said he believed the Crown Prince found his future responsibilities as king traumatic, bewildering, and overwhelming. Must be a lot of pressure on a young man like that coming out here to learn the rough and tumble of life, knowing that one day he's going to be the ruler of a country.
I often thought about that, and I even talked to him about it at times. I don't think he fully sort of comprehended that what might be ahead of him. Various sort of criticisms have been made for every royal family member all around.
True,
all around
I would
the world,
agree.
And I don't know that many people really know the Vajira Longkorn that we got to know at Duntroon. Personally, he's a quiet, reserved, and quite polite and respectful person.
Then why? What with the sudden
that's,
change?
That's the sort of the character.
If he is being polite before, then
and sure
what
what
just happened?
You know, that's the way he's lived most of his life.
On the expense of the taxpayers' money?
The protests against the King of Thailand have now spread to Australia. At a rally in Sydney, I met Thai expat Paul, who's saddened by what's become of the monarchy in his homeland.
It's terrible. So all this sort of thing added up. So and I've been following the news on the internet.
I don't get it. Why there's a sudden change of the personality of a person? Maybe he is traumatic about something?
Close to your heart.
Oh my god. Please in the comments, guys, what is going on with him?
Don't you think? The land of smile, but behind the smile is dictatorship with a smile, with suave look.
The protesters here hold photos of activists who've gone missing. They're known as the disappeared.
Since 2016, they've been disappearing in mysterious circumstances, and at least two of them have washed up dead in the Mekong River with their legs broken, disemboweled, their stomachs stuffed with concrete.
Andrew McGregor Marshall is an exiled investigative journalist who's been documenting
Oh my god, that was
these
so
disturbing developments in
inhumane.
Thailand.
The king's cruelty is one of the most worrying things about him. We've seen that in his treatment of his former wives, and of his current mistress, who was thrown in jail for 10 months just last year and only got out recently, with no real legal process.
The king's vindictiveness and abuse of power, it sounds almost like a crazed monarch out of Game of Thrones or something at times.
Absolutely, and this is the problem with monarchy, right? Because you can never be sure whether the hereditary heir is going to be a good king.
True.
One of the few things that people used to gossip quite openly about the monarchy during the reign of the previous king, people loved King Bhumibol, but they were really afraid of what would happen when Vajiralongkorn took the throne. His behavior is almost pathological. He is almost like an elderly King Joffrey. He seems to go out of his way to He seems to go out of his way to proclaim that he is the absolute power in Thailand.
What year was that?
So worried, and
Please in the comments, guys, okay?
Into the streets to try to oppose him.
Oi.
More of these protests are planned for the coming week. Fed up with the king's alleged political interference and expensive lifestyle, activists like Bo Mahatana are demanding reform.
Oi.
Thailand's famous deference to the king has now been replaced by defiance.
It is truly driven by young people. They're not willing to compromise with any of their demands. Unlike the adults who led the previous protest, at one point they'll be willing to compromise and talk and negotiate. With the young people, it's different, right? You think about teenagers, they have that kind of characters.
Right, true.
Why do you think young people are so passionate about this issue?
I think if you drill everything down to one word, it's about injustice. And by nature, every human being cares about injustice. The younger you are, the more passionate you feel about it.
True.
They feel injustice and they want to get rid of it.
True. Oh my god, I love this documentary. Please let me know in the comments, guys, what are your thoughts about it, guys? Oh my god, I want to see this kind of more documentary.
Yeah, we late, but this shit's fantastic. For the ages, feels like it's magic. Hear the clock being on